Hi, so my name's Andy Fry. I'm here at TellyCast, How to Make Money in Digital with Tim Taylor, creator and executive producer of Time Team.
Yeah.
So, Tim, you've just been in a session with Justin Crosby talking about this transition of Time Team to a digital product. What would you say has been key to making that transition from a legacy TV product into something that works on digital?
I think it was asking the question. You know, we came back and we said, okay, we'd like to bring it back, but what we wanted to know is how many people would actually back that. And it was a crowdfunding exercise, essentially. And by luck, we sort of happened on Patreon. And Patreon had elements of creativity, interaction with the fans, that was an important part of the way Time Team worked anyway. So Patreon was a good choice, and we started asking people on YouTube, do you want it back? If you want it back, will you back us? Yes. And we stuck it up on Patreon thinking, oh, okay. We got 1,000 people in the first 2 days and nearly enough 5,000 in 2 weeks. And that was suddenly, said, yes, we want it back and we'll back you.
And is that Patreon figure still growing? I mean, because you've been up for 5 years now. So.
Yeah, it's still growing. I mean, I always think, well, if we've got 11,500 people on Patreon, but we've got 375,000 people on YouTube, why is the Patreon? But that is a very good number for Patreon, because it's people sticking their hands in their pockets and giving you a small amount of money each month.
I think that's a crucial point. Anyone can just press a button on YouTube, but to actually dig money out of their pocket, it's a very different thing, isn't it?
It's a big step, and I think we sort of underestimate what that jump is. But I think we were, last time I looked, the 4th or 5th biggest Patreon site, which I think is amazing, really.
It is. It really speaks to the power of community, and also speaks to the fact that it doesn't have to all be about 15-year-old Gen Zers, does it? There's lots of communities of different flavours.
Well, it opened up the world of Time Team, our typical audience. We began to talk to them on various ways, YouTube mainly. We talked to them about the kind of show they would like. And that was always a good anchor point for me. You know, they didn't want the last Ark of the Covenant, which was a relief. They didn't want certain, like the big ticket items. What they wanted was a Time Team where we went into the field of a local village or somebody's back garden. One of the most popular shows we had was a guy digging a pit for a koi carp pond.
Okay.
And when he dug it, he found a skull in his back garden. And we went into back garden, removed all the garden furniture, the swings, the sheds and everything, and we found an Anglo-Saxon cemetery in that guy's garden. It was a very sweet moment because Victor reconstructed the face of the skull, and there was a very sort of teary moment for the owners. But it was that could exist in my back garden, which of course in England it can do.
So what is that about? Is that about community, relatability? Why is this model working as opposed to going in search of, Spanish doubloons and Raiders of the Lost Ark?
Well, that's a difficult question to answer in detail, but I would say the answer is it's working because it shows what's going on underneath. It's what you didn't think you knew, and it's not going to Egypt. It's taking a walk around the path to your local church. I mean, churches all over the country are having a hard time of it, and you think, my God, they're wonderful. They could be hubs of communication, hubs of archaeology, and it gave people that sense of around in their own 2 square meters or 2 kilometers would be something interesting and exciting. And next time you go for a walk, just think underneath this field, that's where the Anglo-Saxons were. And I think that gives people a connection with the past, which we need. It slows people down a bit. It's good for us.
Have you ever been up on Dartmoor?
Oh, I've been on Dartmoor. I've been in Dartmoor in the rain. I've been on Bodmin Moor when it absolutely hissed down. And yes, we've done a number of sites where the extremity, we've had rope climbs out to sites and various other things. But it wasn't the extremity of it that they wanted in some ways. They wanted, it could just have been my garden or my allotment.
So in terms of production, I mean, I know you do less now. You do 3 or 4 a year as opposed to that 11 or 12. How does the production today differ from the TV production? Is it manifestly different in any way?
Well, a lot less people.
Yeah.
We're doing a lot less travelling, and all those hotel bookings. And we did 12, 13 shows a year. And it's just exhausting after a bit. What we've got feels like a balance for the people who work for me. You know, they've got families, they've got other things they're interested in, which I think is good. I quite like that. And so we know that we can make our own decisions. We don't have to justify it by going up to London, which it probably would be, and meeting broadcasters and saying, we want to do this for this reason. We look at each other and say, wow, this is our decision now. And that's great for the people who work with me and for me, really.
And the irony, of course, is that some of it you can sell back to TV afterwards.
Well, it's an interesting point about whether or not we want to do that or not. I'm not sure. Reversioning, I think they call it nowadays, don't they? Part of me thinks we sell it to TV so people can watch it on TV. So why back us on Patreon if you can watch it on TV? Yeah. And I haven't worked that out yet. Yeah. Somebody will probably here would know the answer to that, but I haven't.
Yeah, I think there probably are people in that room. And do you own all the back catalogue? I mean, all classic episodes, yeah?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That longevity. You make 250 programs. I sometimes think of the Neil Young model, that at some point or other someone crazy will come along and say they want to buy your back catalogue of songs, or in my case it's a back catalogue of time team. 250 shows is a hell of a lot of tapes on a deck or digital, whatever it is nowadays. Yeah.
So what would you like to do next? I mean, you've had success, you've proven this model works. What do you want to do next with it?
Well, my interest, some of the new technologies, you know, is I'm very interested in how AR, VR, augmented reality can give people a chance to almost time travel. But in our case, I hope it will be time travel based on evidence, based on, for want of a better word, the truth. And I'm interested in the way Time Team's ability to show material where we can tell you why it looks like that. When we do a reconstruction of a villa, I'd like to be able to show you the mosaic pieces we found in the trench. It's connected together, that future. But a lot of it's to do with the people in the States want to follow us. How near can we get to making it as close to a digging experience as possible? So it's the way we shoot it. We're a lot lighter in terms of cameras. We're using things like this. And you can feel that sense of it's as though you're there. And somebody sent us a thing saying, I'm 2,000 miles away, but I thought I was there on the dig with you. And if we can keep pulling that off, I'm not sure we're doing it completely yet, but if we can keep pulling that off, that's a great way to exist in the future. Stay at home and travel to a Roman villa or whatever.
But you cited this example of Chloe versus history, but the factual accuracy is really important to you, isn't it?
It is, and I think that what that program has done is really interesting from that point of view. I know that she'll have researchers, and I think I think there's a really interesting model there. What I'd like to do is put that together with something that says this is the archaeological evidence, which might not be quite so exciting all the time as that show, but that is a phenomenal thing. I mean, that's only happened to have an AI construction and all the rest of it. But what I'm going back to all the time is, well, how did you know that that building was there? And they may have an answer to that. You know, I'm not saying that show doesn't have a host of researchers who've done the work. It's clearly very well researched, so we'll have to see.
And was time travel reformatted very much internationally, or the American? Time
travel is good. That's a program. We should do that.
Yeah, you should. But Time Team. So were you reformatted a lot internationally?
Well, no, I don't think so. I mean, I had hilarious conversations about possibly needing subtitles for the US because some of the accents were quite broad. But no, it is what it is, and it's a niche market. But we had some AI centres research through some friends of ours, and they basically asked on the internet, what is the most popular archaeological program in the world? And the answer in a Californian accent came, Time Team is the most popular. And I thought, oh, crikey, maybe it is, I don't know.
And you gave us a really nice fact about how significant the show has been in terms of funding archaeology, which none of us really knew, I guess.
Yeah, it's a funny thing that I think Channel 4 missed a bit of a trick, or we missed a bit of a trick, that really, for 25 years, we were one of the top funders of archaeology in Britain, and it's great. We should pay our way, you know. We should pay our way, but it was a great thing to look back at and think there's 250 excavations that would not have happened if it hadn't have been for Time Team.
Yeah. Brilliant. Tim Taylor from Time Team, thank you very much.